the Triad's #1 news, WXII 12 News, with Kimberly Van Scoy, Nicole Duker, meteorologist Austin Cavanis, and traffic with Busta Brown.
Good morning. I'm Kimberly Van Scoy. A grim end in the search for a sailor who was on board a helicopter that crashed last week. Saving a life, what a local postal worker did that saved an elderly woman's life. In its exclusive interview you'll only see on WXII 12. And a lighter story for you this morning. The lawmaker who was recently named the sexiest bachelor in Congress. And it's a name that you've likely heard many times.
All right, thank you. He's been around a while, too. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Duker in the Weather Center. We've got some fog out there this morning, and there's talk of maybe some snow tonight, Austin.
Yeah, there is going to be, it looks like a really good chance that there'll be some snow flying around parts of the Piedmont tonight.
No school delays?
Well, not today.
Yeah.
Not today. Today you're
school.
going to school. Everything's fine. But you do need to watch for fog. Whether or not we get enough snow tonight to have delays tomorrow morning, we'll have to see. That'll just be something that plays out. But this morning, as we take a look at your visibilities, that is a very important issue right now in Burlington and also in Asheboro, and it's important for a couple of reasons. Normally fog is important because it reduces your visibility. You can't see as far when you're traveling to go to work or school, but this time we got temperatures flirting with the freezing mark too, so there could be a couple of slick spots even in Alamance and Randolph County this morning just from fog, and temperatures being right near 32 and in some areas just below, so do be safe there. Might even have some fog that starts to form where it's not happening now, even over portions of Guilford and Forsyth and Davidson County as well. You can see 31 in Winston-Salem and Asheboro, right at 32 in Burlington, so don't sleep on that fog factor, at least for now. That fog will clear up. We'll see the temperatures turn up today ahead of our front. You can see this narrow line of moisture here, folks. Not a lot of it to speak of, but where you go to the north, you're cold enough for snow. Where you have that ribbon of moisture roll through during the day today, we'll see sunshine give way to increasing clouds. And during the day, just a chance of a rain shower, it looks like, folks, this afternoon. Highs are going to make it to 50 today. So it's ironic that we're talking about 50-degree temperatures today and the chance for a little snow tonight. But yeah, as cold air gets wrapped into it, the mountains will get the snow first this afternoon. And of course, that's a mountain exclusive. And then that band starts to wrap in here, and then tonight enough cold air gets involved to where we get little bands of snow possible over the Piedmont as we go well after dark tonight and even into the early morning hours on Thursday before it clears on out of here. So we'll talk more details on this system and also a second system we're watching for later this week as well.
New this morning, the body of a fifth sailor who was on a Navy helicopter when it crashed last week has been found. Lieutenant Sean Snyder was one of 5 people on board that chopper when it crashed off the coast of Virginia on Wednesday. It happened during a training exercise. 2 other sailors were rescued and taken to the hospital. The other 2 sailors died, including Lieutenant Wesley Van Dorn, who was from Greensboro. A middle school in New Mexico is closed today after police say a 12-year-old boy shot 2 classmates with a rifle yesterday. Police say the student went into the gym, pulled out a shotgun, and shot 2 other students in Roswell, which is near Albuquerque. Then a teacher walked up to the alleged shooter and asked him to put down the gun. He was arrested shortly after that.
I just seen him run in there and then shoot, and then the guy was on the ground and he was covering his face crying.
A boy was critically injured. The hospital says a girl is in satisfactory condition. No word on what led up to that shooting.
Looking ahead, today the Supreme Court will hear a case questioning whether it's unconstitutional to restrict protesters to buffer zones outside of abortion clinics. The plaintiffs argue it's not free speech if their speech is so far away that it can't be heard. Tracy Potts is in Washington with a preview.
Massachusetts set up a 35-foot buffer zone around Planned Parenthood clinics that offer abortions. Supporters say it's about public safety. 2 abortion clinic workers were killed there in 1994.
We see a lot of protesters actually threatening, intimidating women, doctors, administrative staff as they're trying to get in the building.
The buffer zone, they argue, is no different than restricting campaigning near places where people vote.
It's not that their messages can't be seen and heard, but what it does do is protect the women and the administrative staff and the doctors from, that kind of in-your-face harassment that's really damaging.
But the Supreme Court will hear today from plaintiffs who argue the law targets only one kind of speech, people who oppose abortion. That, they say, is unconstitutional.
What Massachusetts is doing here is picking sides in one of the most divisive issues in our country today. They're saying the abortion clinics representatives are free to speak, but the sidewalk counselors are not.
The court upheld a similar Colorado law 13 years ago. There's also a law creating abortion protest zones in Montana. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
A federal judge has struck down Oklahoma's ban on gay marriage, saying it violates the U.S. Constitution. But the judge immediately stayed his ruling pending appeals, meaning that gay marriages won't happen in Oklahoma right away. The state's voters approved the ban on gay marriage in 2004.
Today, the case against a Virginia State University football player accused of attacking Winston-Salem State's quarterback will be in court. Lamont Brent is accused of hitting Rudy Johnson in the bathroom during a conference luncheon in November. It was one day before the teams were to play in the CIAA championship. Charges will not be filed in the death of a teen who Durham police say shot himself while handcuffed in the back of a police car in November. That's according to the district attorney, who says there is not probable cause to charge anyone for the death of Jesus Huerta. Police claim the 17-year-old shot himself on November 19th while he was in the back of a police car after being arrested. Police say a rookie officer did not find a gun when frisking Huerta.
Several kids in Cleveland County were taken to the hospital after drinking bleach. Police say that some bleach was put in a pitcher of water for cleaning purposes at a daycare in Kings Mountain on Monday, and that pitcher was accidentally put into the refrigerator and then later given to the kids. No word on how many children were taken to the hospital, but police say none of the children had serious complications. Police in Salem, Virginia say someone has damaged an iconic World War I cannon. The cannon was taken from the Germans and has been around for 90 years, but somebody hit it with their car on Monday night. That cannon is now in a city maintenance yard where officials are hoping to figure out how to repair it.
A postal worker was delivering the mail one evening in Winston-Salem when he saw one of his regular customers who desperately needed help. Talitha Vickers is live in Winston-Salem this morning, and she talked exclusively with that postal worker. Kind of an amazing story, Talitha.
It really is, Nicole. Quick thinking may have played a role in saving the life of a local woman. Postal carrier Willie Farrell says that he was basically doing his normal routine when he noticed something terribly wrong. In his 14 years on the job, Willie Farrell says that he has seen a lot of things working for the U.S. Postal Service, but nothing quite like what he experienced a few weeks ago while delivering the mail to one of his customers along Country Club Road in Winston-Salem. Farrell says that his routine started out like any other day, but when he approached the door drop for a woman who lives in this community, he knew something was wrong.
She was laying on the floor. Looked like a lot of items had been pulled off of the shelves. Maybe she was reaching up, to try to get up off the floor and couldn't at the time. I did notice some blood in the floor area there, and so it really, just had me worried that she, may have been in danger.
The moment Farrell noticed the unresponsive woman laying on the ground, he took action, calling 911 and stayed with the elderly woman until first responders arrived to give them her name. The medical condition that occurred is not known, but the elderly woman was immediately taken to the intensive care unit. Good, quick thinking really, again, may have saved this elderly woman's life. Today, we know that she is doing okay. She did not want to appear on camera, but family members say thanks to Farrell, he definitely may have saved her life, and then the doctors say that she may have possibly even died if she did not get the care that she needed in time. As for Farrell, he says he was simply in the right place at the right time. Live in Winston-Salem, Talitha Vickers for WXII 12 News.
Thank goodness he was.
Yeah, thank you very much, Talitha. Great story. Let's go to Austin and get a check on your forecast.
That is great. Way to go, Willie. Keep up the great work there. As we're looking at fog this morning here, our time, we're right at 20 minutes before 6 a.m. And you can see our visibility in Burlington coming up a little bit after having the dense fog, but there's still some dense portions of Alamance County you got to watch for. And now Asheboro, our key county we're focusing on now as we take a live look at Asheboro here at Sunset Drive here, atop the financial building there. You can see that fog showing up, and you want to be safe where that temperature is actually below freezing because some of that fog could actually create a slick spot or two on some of the roadways there in Randolph County, maybe also in Alamance County. So extra caution, slowing down a little bit where you see some moisture on the road there. It could be slick. As we look at visibilities, you can see these are kind of the two counties where we're continuing to key on that. Rest of the visibilities are way up at the normal 10-mile level there. Clear skies once we get this little fog out of the way in those southern and eastern counties, and then we'll enjoy sunshine. Cloud bank increasing from the west, but it'll move into the mountains first. So we'll enjoy some sunshine this morning for several hours before we start to cloud up this afternoon. It is cold as you go west in the upper 20s, as you can see, right at 30 in Moxville and Mount Airy, 28 to 29 in Wilkesboro and also into Yadkinville. Notice today's high getting up to about 50, and then when we cloud up this afternoon, too mild for anything other than a rain shower as we go through today. And then as we go through the foothills, we'll watch for again that rain shower chance this afternoon. In the mountains, that rain snow mix becoming mainly snow showers this afternoon into tonight, and then the energy shifts into the Piedmont, where tonight as that cold air comes in, the opportunity to have this produce a little band of snow after dark tonight as we go for a few hours later tonight, ending early tomorrow morning. There's a second system we're watching for Friday. Could be the same type deal as we go into late Thursday night, early Friday morning.
A lawmaker from North Carolina has been named one of the sexiest bachelors in Congress. We'll tell you who it is coming up.
Plus, a look at several people who are mocking Jennifer Lawrence's dress from the Golden Globes and the unique products they're using to do it.
And a chef's frustration, what he posted on Twitter that has a lot of people talking. That's coming up this morning at 6.
.544 this morning. Some areas of fog forming over High Point now in Guilford County. So watch for this fog formation. It's starting to get a little dense in some places, and temperatures are near that freezing mark too. If you see moisture on the road, you need to watch where that could be slick as well. This chilly start in the foothills will have sunshine giving way to increasing clouds. Risk of a rain shower this afternoon. That could get cold enough by this evening and tonight to change and end as a little period of snow. Today's foothill highs near Mount Airy in the upper 40s.
Jennifer Lawrence is getting a little attention about the dress she wore Sunday at the Golden Globe Awards. Some people are bashing it and others are making their own version of the dress. Jeannie Most reports.
Jennifer, no matter how great they say you look, Jennifer, you look great. No matter how amazing,
you look amazing.
Jennifer Lawrence learned the hard way that the fashion police are out to get you.
This is a catastrophe!
They had the nerve to compare her Dior gown to the sailcloth and rope that made up the Little Mermaid's outfit.
You look sensational.
There were some sensational imitations tweeted out by actor Colton Haynes, for instance. They dressed up in comforters. They dressed up in sheets. It became known as Lawrencing. This Denver TV anchor tweeted out, "Who wore it better, Jennifer Lawrence or my floor director, Aaron?" Lawrencing was an instant hit because it's so easy any idiot can do it using materials that everyone has at home. We topped off our Cabbage Patch Lawrence look-alike with gaffer tape to simulate the fashion gaff. And then there's LV the Puggle, combination pug and beagle.
Magic happened, and that is LV's magical dress.
Magic made out of a pillowcase and 2 neckties. When Ellie Roundtree and friends saw Jennifer Lawrence on the red carpet, they immediately decided to transform LV. The outfit stayed on about 5 minutes?
Oh, not even. I would say it was about 30 seconds. And I think we really nailed it there with LV's coy look at the camera.
But most who mocked Jennifer's outfit said they loved her.
How do I hold it?
As one fan put it, she could wear a burlap sack and it changes nothing. The haters are just jealous. The much maligned gown was still front and center on Dior's website. A spokesperson for Dior says the dress is available by special order, but since it's custom made, she couldn't specify a price. Attention is priceless, so a tequila company dressed up a bottle.
I need to catch up on my drinking.
The fine bedding company encouraged customers to don a duvet. Even Godzilla addressed the dress issue. A dress that started out on the catwalk and ended up being mocked by a copycat. Jeannie Most, CNN, New York.
I liked it. I liked the dress.
I did too, but that is pretty funny that they did that.
I don't know. And Jennifer Lawrence is awesome, so.
Yeah, she seems to have a really good sense of humor and just kind of be real. So,
yeah, I'm sure she has a lot to say about the haters who are tweeting her about that dress. Well, the website BuzzFeed thinks Howard Coble of North Carolina is the sexiest bachelor in Congress.
Yeah, they posted the list earlier this week. The 82-year-old congressman has never been married, and the website calls him a ladies' man and a total stud.
Never thought of him that way. All right.
I've met him several times. I've never thought of him that way either, but yeah, it puts him in a different light, doesn't it?
Nice guy. Also making the list, Representative Aaron Schock of Illinois, Representative Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, Representative Michael Grimm of New York, Representative Cedric Richmond of Louisiana, Representative Patrick Murphy of Florida, and Representative Eric Swalwell of California. Also named familiar, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. But
I was going to say he's the only other one that I really would recognize.
Yeah, you see the pictures. But hey, good for Howard Coble.
Who knew, Austin?
Yeah, exactly. Way to go, Howie. Howie is the man. It's amazing they're doing this as he's leaving Congress. Yeah, he probably would have loved that press while he was in there. But way to go, man. Way to get that title there. Notice Burlington and Alamance County and also into Randolph County. We have got low visibility showing up here as we go from Burlington to Asheboro. Also into High Point, too, some fog formation that you don't want to sleep on this morning because some of that fog with temperatures right near freezing could produce a few slick spots where there's moisture on the road. So be safe here. You can see Asheboro at 31, Burlington at 32, and they were just above freezing in Greensboro, below freezing in Winston-Salem, where fog is not really that big of an issue, but do need to watch for that, especially Alamance, portions of Guilford, as well as Randolph County. The rest of us, the sun comes out this morning. We actually have a decent day until the cloud deck rolls in this afternoon, and then we have a changing day, okay? The risk of getting a rain shower, something to watch for later this afternoon. Temperatures near 50, so too warm for anything other than a rain shower. Now, as you get up into the foothills and mountains, a little different story here. Foothills, you may get a rain shower first, highs in the upper 40s. In the mountains, you may get a rain-snow mix that becomes a snow shower this afternoon. I think this doesn't occur before late morning or lunchtime, but watch for that this afternoon. And then tonight in the Piedmont, that's when we look for the opportunity to maybe get a little snow. So keep your porch lights on tonight after dark, because you see this little band of moisture coming in. Notice in the mountains you get some snow up that way. And then the energy does shift into the Piedmont. And first it's rain showers, but notice after dark it gets cold enough for a little band of snow to maybe move through for a short time. So some flurries flying. You'll notice those on your porch lights. If you have those on tonight, it'll last maybe for a little bit, and where it comes down pretty good, you could get some light accumulation on the grass there, but this will clear on out tomorrow morning, and we'll actually have a sunny day tomorrow. But where we get a little moisture, that does fall in the form of that wet snow. Yeah, it could create a few slick spots or two maybe tomorrow morning. So that'll be something to watch for, with lows potentially dipping below freezing. Notice a sunny, chilly 42 for a high on Thursday.
Here's a live look at a foggy Interstate 85 in Lexington through our WXII 12 Go Live camera. Postal will take a look at traffic conditions coming up at 6.
.554 this morning, and this is High Point, where we have that fog in place, and it's dropping the visibility down to less than a half of a mile. So be very safe there. You can see some of these visibilities. That little corridor from Asheboro to Burlington, be very safe there. Randolph and Alamance County, watch for the fog. Everybody else mainly clear. Bright moon in the sky. We'll enjoy sun for a few hours today before we cloud up, and mild numbers near 50, and then we'll see the clouds build up, maybe a rain shower, and then tonight it may end as a little snow shower well after dark.
Well, there is a new head football coach at Winston-Salem State University. The Rams announced that Perez Boulware will be taking over the job. He previously served as the defensive coordinator for the Rams. Boulware is taking over for Connell Maynor, who left last season to take the head coaching job at Hampton University in Virginia. Former Tar Heel P.J. Hairston has signed with the Texas Legends. That's an NBA Developmental League team. He's expected to debut on Saturday. About a month ago, UNC announced that it would not ask the NCAA to reinstate him in the midst of a scandal involving luxury rental cars. Last season, he led Carolina in scoring. Hairston is not eligible to play in the NBA this season, but could be drafted this summer.
The Wake Forest Demon Deacons host NC State tonight at 9 o'clock. Wake is a perfect 10-0 at the Joel Coliseum this season and already has one victory against an in-state ACC rival. Mark Godfrey's team has an identical record of 11-5 and 1-2 in conference play. And like Wake, the Wolfpack is fresh off a disappointing showing over the weekend. No matter who wins this game, the Big Four, Wake, State, Duke, and UNC will have a combined league record of 5-10 on January 15th.
You know what? It's early. Everybody's drawing conclusions, and what a difference a day makes. So it's early, and I just worry about my own house.
Again, tip-off is tonight at 9 o'clock.
Coming up on WXII 12 News at 6, an amazing weight loss story. How much this woman lost and how she did it.
And disrupting dinner. Can a restaurant owner ask a family to leave if the baby's crying? Find out how one chef handles it.